Have you ever wondered who invented the camera? If you're thinking of someone from the 19th century, you're off by about 800 years. The real story begins much, much earlier, in a dark room, with a brilliant mind from the Islamic Golden Age. Today, we're traveling back to the 10th century to meet the incredible polymath, Ibn Al-Haytham, and discover how he created the very first camera obscura, laying the foundation for modern photography and cinema. So picture this. It's the year 1000. Europe is deep in the Dark Ages, but in cities like Cairo, Baghdad, and Cordoba, it's a time of incredible scientific and cultural flourishing. This is the world of Ibn Al-Haytham, a man who was a physicist, a mathematician, an astronomer, and a philosopher. He was a true giant of science, often called the father of modern optics. But why is he so important to the camera? Well, for centuries, people believed in something called the emission theory. Great thinkers like Euclid and Ptolemy thought that our eyes shot out invisible rays to see the world. It sounds a bit like a superhero power, right? But Ibn Al-Haytham wasn't convinced. He was a radical thinker who believed in one simple but powerful idea: experimentation. He didn't just accept old theories, he tested them. One of his most famous experiments involved a dark room. The Arabic term for this is al-Bayt al-Muslim, which literally translates to the dark room. This is where our story gets really interesting. Ibn Al-Haytham sealed off a room, making it completely dark, except for one tiny pinhole-sized opening in a shutter. What he observed on the opposite wall was nothing short of miraculous. An image of the world outside appeared, but it was upside down and reversed. He saw the sun, the trees, the buildings all projected perfectly onto the wall. This wasn't magic. It was science. Light, he realized, travels in straight lines. When rays of light from an object pass through that tiny hole, they cross over and project an inverted image on the other side. The top becomes the bottom, and the left becomes the right. This simple, elegant experiment completely shattered the old emission theory. It proved that light enters the eye rather than leaving it. Our eyes work like a dark room, with the pupil acting as the aperture, letting light in to form an image on the retina. Ibn Al-Haytham's dark room wasn't just a room. It was a model of human vision. He had unlocked one of the fundamental secrets of how we perceive the world. He meticulously documented his findings in his monumental work, the Book of Optics, or Kitab al-Manazir. This 7-volume masterpiece was revolutionary. It wasn't just a collection of ideas. It was a manual on the scientific method. He laid out his hypothesis, described his experiments in detail so others could replicate them, recorded his results, and drew his conclusions. This systematic approach to science was centuries ahead of its time. When the Book of Optics was translated into Latin around the 12th century, it sent shockwaves through European scientific circles. Scholars like Roger Bacon and Leonardo da Vinci were heavily influenced by Ibn Al-Haytham's work. Da Vinci, in fact, drew detailed diagrams of the camera obscura, a term that is simply the Latin translation of dark room, and described its principles with amazing clarity, building directly on the foundations laid by Ibn Al-Haytham. For the next few centuries, the camera obscura was primarily a scientific and artistic tool. Astronomers used it to safely observe solar eclipses, projecting the sun's image so they wouldn't have to look at it directly. Artists, especially during the Renaissance, discovered its power. They would set up a camera obscura in a tent or a box to project a scene onto a canvas. This allowed them to trace landscapes and portraits with incredible accuracy and perspective, creating paintings that felt almost lifelike. Some art historians even speculate that masters like Vermeer and Canaletto used this device to achieve their stunning realism. The camera obscura became a popular form of entertainment, too. Portable versions were built, allowing people to see a moving, full-color projection of the world around them. It was like live television, centuries before television was invented. It was a magical device that brought the outside world indoors, delighting and amazing everyone who saw it. But the real leap forward, the one that connects Ibn Al-Haytham directly to the phone in your pocket, came in the 19th century. Inventors like Nicephore Niepce and Louis Daguerre started asking a new question. What if we could capture the image from the camera Obscura permanently? They began experimenting with light-sensitive chemicals. Imagine the excitement. They knew the camera Obscura could create a perfect, albeit temporary, image. The challenge was finding a way to freeze it. After countless trials, they succeeded. In the 1820s, Niepce managed to capture the world's first permanent photograph from his window, a process that took several hours of exposure. A little later, Daguerre refined the process, creating the daguerreotype, and modern photography was officially born. But at the heart of every single camera ever made, from the giant box cameras of the 19th century to the sleek digital SLRs of today, and yes, even the tiny lens on your smartphone, is the same fundamental principle that Ibn Al-Haytham discovered in his dark room over 1,000 years ago. The technology has evolved, from chemical plates to digital sensors, but the core idea remains unchanged. So the next time you snap a photo, take a moment to think about the incredible journey that made it possible. It's a journey that starts not in a modern lab, but in a simple, dark room in 10th century Cairo with a curious and brilliant scientist who wasn't afraid to question everything and follow the light. Ibn Al-Haytham didn't just give us the camera Obscura. He gave us a new way of seeing the world and a powerful method for understanding it. His legacy is a testament to the timeless power of human curiosity and the quest for knowledge. He truly turned darkness into light. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this journey back in time, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss our next exploration into the amazing history of science. Let us know in the comments what other scientific pioneers you'd like to learn about. See you in the next video.